Good, beautiful Saturday morning to you. Hope you've had a good week, and thank you for being here today. If you want to follow along, we will be back in, excuse me, in the book of Proverbs, and chapter 15, beginning in verse 13 today. And you can follow along if you're able. Excuse me, still having a little battle with my voice and sinuses this week. Proverbs chapter 15, beginning in verse 13. Specifically, if I had to label this, I think you can see by looking at the couple of verses we're going to cover today that there's a word that keeps appearing, and that is the word heart. And so this is a section that really talks about the heart of the person that, as Solomon addresses his son here, and talks to him about the importance of the heart and guarding the heart, and taking care of the heart. And when he's talking about heart here, I think most of you are aware that we're not talking about the blood pumping organ heart. We're talking about the soul, the innermost thoughts, feelings, the very being of a person. And that God looks at that. That's what God sees, is that innermost being. And he says in verse 13, "A merry heart maketh a cheerful countenance, but by sorrow of the heart the spirit is broken. A wise heart is happy," and it shows. Again, when they have that joy, that peace within, and it comes out and is revealed on their face and in their expression, in the way, just simply in the way they look, that they just beam the joy of the Lord. I love the phrase. There's several times in the Bible where it says, think about Moses in the Old Testament when he came down off the mountain, and the people could look at him and see that he'd been with the Lord. Because of their relationship with Him. And there's an old phrase that someone has said is, if you're happy, let your face know it. If you have God living in your heart, your face should know it. It should look that way. That you, I get on the on singers all the time when you get up and you sing, "Oh, how I love Jesus," and you look like you've been sucking on lemons or something when you're singing, "Oh, how I love Jesus." Your face ought to look like you love Jesus, like you actually know Jesus. And so he says that heart affects everything. Uh, The broken heart, he says, the heart of him that hath understanding seeketh knowledge, but the mouth of the fools feedeth on foolishness. We have, again, more statement about the heart, and he says that discerning heart, the heart of him that has understanding, he seeks knowledge. In other words, if he has understanding, he seeks more wisdom. And we've seen that in several different ways in the Proverbs here, that a wise man continues to seek wisdom. Whereas the mouth of the foolish man looks for, he says, he feeds on foolishness. He looks for more things that are foolish, and so that the inner man wants to be has to be fed, and we feed that inner man either with more wisdom or with more foolishness. An appetite for the Word of God, an appetite for the preaching and the teaching of the Word of God. Is what he's describing here. All the days of the afflicted are evil, but he that is of a merry heart hath a continual feast. All the days of the afflicted are evil. The wise man, the man with the wise heart, The wise man has a cheerful heart, and he has a good life, a full life. He may not be as wealthy. He may not have all the things that everyone else has, but he is blessed, and he is continually, he tries to help others, and tries to bless others. The unhappy, the afflicted, the unwise, he says that they are evil, and they are unsatisfied with life. And what a contrast we have here again between these two, the happy heart, the wise heart, and the ungodly heart. Just a real quick short set of proverbs, but again, very simply, what we have here is a set of proverbs that remind us that the difference in the wise man and the wicked man isn't a lack of trouble, but in how they respond to that trouble. That a wise man, he has a joyful heart, a pleasant heart, a pleasant expression, even when things may not be going his way, even when he may not be having the best day, he is still a joyful person. And so I remind you of that today, and hope you'll think about that as you go through today. I hope it's not a challenge for you. I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a blessed weekend. But even if you don't, Solomon says we have a joy, a peace in our heart that shows in our countenance and in the way we deal with things, and that our objective, our goal, is to bring joy and happiness to others around us. I hope you have that kind of day, and we'll see you back here Monday morning.